Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you well. In today's video, I have got loads of new makeup products to be trying out for you today. We have got the new Collection Cosmetics concealer. I've got a load of new bits from 17, including but not limited to this Teal eyeliner. Of course I had to buy it. We've got Catrice, we've got 17, we've got Collection, we've got loads of new bits. I'm trying it all out for you today, so if you want to see my first impressions and my thoughts on these new makeup products, then just keep on watching. Hello, so I already have my primer and foundation on, and then everything else is going to be new. I'm very excited about a load of these products. So I have got the new Collection Cosmetics concealer. Who would have thought that I was using Collection again, but I'm willing to give it a go. I'm an open book, okay? I'm willing to give it a go. I've got loads of products from 17. The Melting Cream Bronzer, the blush version of this, I love, so very excited to try that. I've got a loose powder. I've got an eyeliner in Teal. Of course I had to buy it. Of course I did. Catrice, I've got a blush stick that looks like a deodorant. Gonna get into that as well, and a highlight that looks like it could potentially, I mean, I haven't even opened this, let's get into it, could potentially be a dupe for the Rare Beauty ones. Could be. So I'm gonna start with concealer because these eye bags. So this is the Collection Ultra Cover Concealer XL Applicator, lasts up to 16 hours. So it's part of the Lasting Perfection range, but it's different. I don't know how so. It's been years since I used the Lasting Perfection concealer, but I really liked it. I really liked the original one. So it says this is Ultra Full Coverage Concealer, XL Applicator, and hydrating ingredients to give long-lasting, crease-proof coverage. I got the shade 3N Ivory Neutral, and that's what it looks like. So let's just put some of this around my eyeballs. Oh, that is a big, that is a big applicator, much bigger than the original Lasting Perfection concealer. So let's tap a little bit of this around my eyes. I do have some spots going on at the minute. I'm just letting them live under the foundation rather than trying to cover them with concealer. And just for reference, the foundation that I'm wearing is the e.l.f. Soft Glam. Completely forgot. And I also put on a little bit of the 17 Vitamin Enriched Primer because I remember really liking it, and indeed I do. It's a really, really lovely primer if you've got dry skin. So I'm just going to use my sponge to tap this concealer out and see how we feel. I would definitely say it feels thinner than the original Lasting Perfection concealer, which I prefer because I'm a dry skin gal, but that coverage, I mean, it's not fully blended, but that coverage. Okay, Collection. Okay. Okay, I really like that concealer. It's coverage, it's a lot of coverage. It's more than, I would say it's more than most concealers that I use regularly, but it still feels really thin. It's not completely matte. I wouldn't say that it's a completely matte formula. You can sort of see where I put this more so on like the outer corner. It is ever so slightly, I won't even go as far as to say luminous. It's like a natural satiny sort of finish, but a lot of coverage. A lot more than what I usually go for, but actually, like, I have been sleeping so poorly, who is surprised, that I really like that. I was fully expecting to not like that. Just, I don't know why, I just was. But that looks really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love that concealer on first impressions. I will let you know at the end, but let's add some colour back into my skin. I'll get to my Real Techniques Expert face brush, and this is the 17 Melting Cream Bronzer. They had 3 shades, which depends on how much pigment you're going to get from a product like this, but the deepest one did look like, it looked like a good range for only having 3. This is 010 Soft Sand. It says achieve a flawless sun-kissed look with this lightweight bronzer. The creamy formula blends effortlessly for a smooth application and a natural even finish. Perfect for use with a brush, fingertips or sponge. Enriched with shea butter and vitamin E. Okay, so that's what the colour looks like for the lightest shade. It does look nice and warm. Let's dip my brush in there. Looks really nice and creamy, like hydrating looking, you know? So let's try and add a bit of colour into the skin. Okay. Okay, so that has blended. So easy. So easy. I love that colour. I love the finish. It's ever so slightly luminous, but more in just like a hydrating way, like there's no glitter to it. I wish there were more shades, yes, but I really like that one. I think maybe if you had, I've got quite a warm undertone, but maybe if you had more of a pink undertone, I'm not sure if that shade would work for you if you were incredibly fair. It is quite yellowy, warm, but for me, I really like that. I really like that. That's blended just so easily, and that colour is lovely. It's not too dark. I feel like I could build that up if I wanted to. I did put a little bit on like the sides of my nose to bring that colour in a little bit. I really like that bronzer. It's giving she's left the house. She's been outside. It's a really lovely finish. I love how that looks. Really nice. So let's do a little bit of blush because I'm not sure how to feel about this. The Catrice Cosmetics blush stick. So that's what the packaging looks like. It's got this weird like brush down on the bottom. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that, if I'm completely honest. It says Kiss and Glow. Oh, could I have used this on my lips? I've already put a lip product on. I'll see how I feel at the end. Blush stick. This is C01 Cheeky Flirt. So let's take this little bit of plastic off and, oh, and another little bit of plastic. I'm guessing it's probably a good idea to keep that. But that colour looks beautiful. But do I just like, how do you use a product that is shaped as such? Like it looks like a deodorant stick. As if I had to mime that. You know what a deodorant stick is. And then the other end is a brush. Actually, that's really soft. Very firm, but very soft. Okay, I might try and use the brush. Let's just, I'm going to sort of go in like circular motions. What's the worst that could happen? A little something like that. I'm just not sure how I feel about a brush, and it's got like a dip in it. I'm not sure on the brush. Who is surprised? I'm not sure that the brush on the end of here is really the right thing to be blending that out with. I really like that colour though, and that is so nice and glowy. My cat is playing with the blinds. Do you really want to eat that? I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like that blends out a lot better just with my regular brush, which is a Real Techniques Expert face brush. I don't know why I always have to look, like as if I don't use these brushes every single day and in every single video I tell you what I'm using, and it's always one of these and I always have to look. So it's always one of these if it's cream products, in case you're ever wondering. But that blends out a lot easier just with my regular brush. The glow from that blush is beautiful. That colour is beautiful. I think it will work better just picking it up straight from the stick, because it's quite a firm stick and it's the shape of it, like you're not gonna get the proper like application where you actually want it. You don't have the greatest amount of control, but that blush is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that colour. It's just the perfect peachy pink, which I love. I love like a peachy, orangey, corally pink. I don't know what this cat is doing now. She's over by the door. She's seen something that's interesting her. Don't know what's up with her today. She also had me up at 6 AM. You know when the birds wake up? That is also when the cat wakes up. So I like the blush. I like the formula. I like the finish. I don't like the packaging, and I don't like that weird brush on the end. There's no need for that. And again, I think that they had a few different shades of these. I also think that they had highlighter versions of these. Could be tempted. Absolutely could be tempted. I also am still really liking the Soft Glam Filter Stick if you're wanting a glowy highlight that's not in a deodorant, that's just in a regular stick. Really, really liking that one. I was meant to order a backup of that because I'm just using it so much, and I completely forgot. So that will be going on to my next order, but I really like how that's looking. I got that loose powder, but actually I don't even really think like, I don't feel like I need it. Like, everything's still looking matte where I want it to and glowy where I want it to. I will say that that concealer is not creaseless. If I just zoom you right in, can you see under my eyes? It's definitely creasing, but also I am 31 and I am expressive, so that's to be expected. I'm not bothered about creasing because my face moves. My face moves a lot. My face moves so much. But I really, really like how all of that is looking. I don't feel like I want to ruin it with the powder. I'm often so scared of powder because I am a dry skin gal and I like to look glowy. So powders really, really scare me. Let's just do a tiny little bit. So this is the 17 Perfecting Finish Loose Powder. Ultralight powder which provides a blurring effect with a smooth matte finish. Reapply as needed to desired areas to set your look and keep you shine free throughout the day. So that's what the actual colour looks like. It looks quite yellowy and quite dark, like darker than my skin tone. But let's just see. For science. So I've just tapped a little bit of product out into the lid. It doesn't look to be like the finest powder, but let's see. So I've got a little P. Louise puff and I'm just going to pick up all of that powder apparently. Just work it into the puff a little bit so it's not so intense. This is absolutely covered in cat hair. Who is surprised? Ooh. And let's tap out these creases under my eyes before I set them in. So has that made any difference at all? No? Can you see a difference? I feel like there's slightly less coverage there now. Maybe that's just... I feel like that hasn't made a great deal of difference, but also I didn't need it. Didn't need it. So I'll get a little bit more, do the other side just to even myself up, just in case it did make any sort of difference. But first impressions, not sure on the powder. Okay, so I've just sort of tapped a little bit of that powder over the rest of my face. I'm not noticing any sort of difference really with that, but I will keep on playing. If you haven't seen my channel before, firstly, hi, welcome. I hope that you're doing so well. I post these videos throughout the month where I test new makeup products, new releases. I do all of the things, and then at the end of the month I come back and I tell you my thoughts when I've had more time to play with products, try powders with different foundations, etc, etc. I try things out, I properly deep dive into them, and then I come back and I tell you my thoughts at the end of the month. So I will keep on playing with this. I wonder how this powder would go over something very, very glowy that I do have to set, such as the Catrice stick. I will keep on playing. I can't form an opinion on that powder on a first impression. Even if I really, really loved it, I wouldn't, because it takes time to form an opinion on something like that. So I'm not thrilled with it on first impressions, but I will keep on playing. So what do I want to do now? I want to do this highlight. I'm so excited about it. Like, it looks incredible. So this is the Catrice Cosmetics Perfection. I see what you did there. Perfection highlighter in C01 Shell Shine. That is, oh my goodness. Are you well? Yes, she's walking, she's fine. This is what it looks like. So it's not domed, not properly domed like the Rare Beauty ones. I don't have those, but it looks similar. It looks like that's what they were going for. But let's just take my usual highlight brush, make sure there's no product on that, wiping it off on my pyjama bottoms, and let's see. Oh, now she's found a box. Of course she has. Are you causing problems again? So just taking a small amount, and if I angle myself, let's try and take a little bit more. Can I see that? Oh yes, yes, now I can. Can you see that? That's icy though. That is like a little bit grey. Okay, I feel like it looks better on that side, but that side looks a little bit grey. Let me swatch it. Oh, it feels very creamy. I should have done that first. Feels very, very creamy, like a baked formula. Maybe I just had something on my brush. Maybe wiping it on my pyjama bottoms. I remember what I've done. I used that Essence duochrome highlighter, the one that I used on my eyes in my Full Face of Essence. I used that yesterday in my real life on my face. That's why it was on that brush. Will I learn at any point to clean my brushes? No. But I take all of that back. I really like that highlight. Don't judge this side. This side is not, that's not a fair representation, because I will have had some of that. It was like a purple shift highlight. So that's what I'm seeing on that side. But this side, beautiful. It's like a wet look. It's very smooth. Very, very smooth. No chunky glitter. It almost feels creamy. I'm wondering if this is like a baked formula, because it does feel like that. I don't know. I don't know why I'm reading as if it's going to say. I don't know. But I really like that. I wonder if they have blushes in this formula, like a blush lighter, because that would be beautiful. Yeah, I really like it. So I'm also very excited about this, but I have tried eyeliners from 17 before and they have been absolute garbage. So let's just see. It's Teal. So like, I should like it. This is the Eye Flicks pen. Quick drying intense coloured eyeliner is why can I not speak? Water based and has a subtle but long lasting silky sheen finish. And this is 030 Teal. So let's just see how this goes. I don't know why I'm shaking it. I can't hear anything. So it's a felt tip. That's what the applicator looks like. I do prefer a brush, but I can make that work. I can make a felt tip work. It's just not my preference. So let's see. Let's get the cat hairs off my face. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Okay. I love that colour. The formula feels quite dry. It feels almost a little bit like it's pulling as I was drawing that on, but I did manage to make that work. I love that colour so much that I would be able to get over that sort of pulling feeling. If this is long lasting and if this is actually smudge proof, I love this. I can't give you that information in this video today. I will leave it in the comment section, in the description box, etc. down below, where I will leave links for everything that I am using. But first impressions I love. Just because I love that colour. Nobody is surprised. Nobody is surprised, but I love that colour. I wish it was a brush tip. I wish it was more like this one that I was using the other day and has fallen on my floor. I wish they would bring out more colours in this formula. The Ink Legend Tattoo eyeliner. If they brought out a teal in this, I would throw away all of my other eyeliners. Truly. The little brush that comes out, the liquid, everything about this is perfection. I would rather have a product like this in this sort of packaging, this sort of format, than a pen. But first impression, honestly, I love that colour so much. I am willing to oversee quite a lot of its flaws. So I don't have a new mascara, so I'm just going to use the one that I have been living in since I tried it. The MUA Amplify Statement Lash Full Volume Lash Effect Mascara. I'm going to go off and just do a few layers of that. And then, you know what, I might wipe this lip off and see about putting this blush on as lipstick as well, because why not? We're here, let's do it for science. But first, mascara. So I've just popped a little bit of that highlight right on my inner corner, because of course I did. And yes, let's go ahead and wipe off. The lip that I had on was the Essence 8 Hour Matte Lip Liner in Cushion Talk. I always have to stop myself when I say that. And the Beauty Bay Lip Tint in Slippers. That's what I have on currently. But let's just wipe the middle of that off. It is a stain. So it has stained my lips a little bit, but let's see how this will go, because it says Kiss and Glow. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, you know what? That's quite nice, isn't it? I'll add a little bit more onto the cheeks as well. Of course I will. Why not? Really nice and creamy. Like, feels nice and hydrating on the lips, but also not necessarily like it's going to dry down. But then I feel like it did dry down nicely on the cheeks. I quite like that, you know. I quite like it. So I'll just tap that a little bit more blush in. I often feel like once you've got like the darkness of mascara and in this case eyeliner, I do often feel like you need, or I need, you don't need it, you look great, but I feel like I need for my face a little bit more blush, you know? I feel like I can handle it, you know? So that is everything. Let me sort my hair out. Whilst I'm talking about hair, I got a load of these products from Just My Look, and I also got hair colour. So in some of my next videos I will still have this hair, but I'm going to be putting some more colour on. I feel like the orange faded a lot. Like the red is still very much there on the top, and then the orange has faded quite a lot on the bottom. So this is the Maria Neela Bright Copper Colour Refresh. And let's see actually, how bright is this? That colour looks incredible. So I will be doing that soon. I probably won't film it because it will go everywhere, but look at me going off on a tangent again. This is my full face of new makeup. What do I think of everything? The concealer, I love. That was really nice and hydrating. I wouldn't agree with it saying crease proof. It's definitely creased, but also if you've got skin that moves, if you've got skin, it's gonna move, you're gonna crease. I'm fine with that. You should be fine with that as well. Like I say, I'm a 31-year-old human. I have 31-year-old skin. I'm not a spring chicken, but also I appreciate that if you have mature skin, if you have older skin that has more fine lines than what I have, you might want something that's more crease proof. But I like this one. I like how this looks. It's a lot of coverage. If you want a lot of coverage, you might enjoy it. It's honestly at the price that it is, if you're in the market for a concealer, it's worth a go. The bronzer, I love. I really, really love that. I feel like that is one of the wins for this video. I mean, I knew that I would love the formula. If you've tried the blushes, it is very, very similar to the blushes. I would say maybe a little bit more glowy than the blushes, because I did wish that the blushes were a little bit more glowy. I feel like the colour is perfect for my skin tone. I would say go in store and actually see them though, because when I was looking online, I was going to get the middle shade. I was going to get 2, and then when I went in store I was like, no, I definitely need 1. So I would say go in store and see it if you can. The blush, I like the blush. I wish the packaging was changed up a little bit. I like how it looks. I like the colour. I even like how that feels on the lips, even now it's been sat for a little while. I like how that looks. I like the colour. I love the colour. I just wish that the packaging was just like a regular stick. Just a regular blush stick. Circular, you know, circular stick. I wish it was more like that. It feels a little bit gimmicky, especially with the brush on the other end. That is not the best brush. It's fine if you are in an absolute pinch, but I mean, just tapping it out with your fingers would probably be better than using that brush anyway. The eyeliner, let me look real close up. It's been like 15 minutes and it hasn't smudged anywhere yet. Like, sometimes the product like goes into the like crease in my eyelids and the colour like moves around a little bit. It hasn't done that yet, but it has only been about 15 minutes, and so I will report back on that in the comment section. What else did we have? Oh, the highlight. I definitely want to try that. I want to clean my brushes and try that again, because I definitely feel like there's a slight purple tint on this side that I'm not necessarily seeing on this side, so I will report back. I'm not seeing any sort of purple tint on that swatch on my hand, so I feel like that was from the brush. If only I was an adult that could get my life together. I'm not. But I really like how that looks as well. I really want them to bring that out in like a blush lighter formula. I do think it's probably meant to be a dupe for the Rare Beauty one. But I think that that's really, really pretty. And the powder. I am completely holding judgment on the powder until I've had my whole month to try it out with different products, because powder is very personal, I feel like, because I've got dry skin but I like more of a matte finish with sort of more targeted glow. I feel like powder is one of those things where it's like, I need time. So I'm going to give myself time. I'm going to allow myself the time to play with that, and I will report back at the end of April now, because I will be filming my monthly favourites for March tomorrow, so I won't have time to form my opinions. That will be coming up. That will be the next video that you see, my monthly favourites, but I can't talk about these products in that because I won't have time to play with them. I may well be wearing some of them, but I won't have time to like fully form my opinions. So that is everything. I would love to know, have you tried any of these makeup products? What do you think of them? Because some of these are like up there, honestly. Some of them really, really are. Some of them I'm still figuring out, but I'm really, really happy with how this looks. It's a terrible shame I have nowhere to be other than the kitchen making roast potatoes because it is Sunday. But I hope you had a fantastic, fantastic day wherever you are in the world. I hope today's been treating you well. Thank you ever so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already for new videos from me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.